Welcome to Rock Stars of Remodeling, a podcast presented by Pro Remodeler Media, where the best and brightest stars in home improvement share actionable insights with like-minded industry standouts like you. I'm your host, Drew Barto. I spent 13 years as the Director of Marketing for a replacement window and door company in Pittsburgh, where I learned a lot from some of the great minds in the home improvement industry. I aim to bring many of those voices to you on this show to help you gain more leads, close more sales, and boost your bottom line. Let's rock.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to have on today's show Andrew Martin, who is the Vice President of New Services at Marlimar Mobile Strategies. Together, we're going to tackle the topic of why and how home improvement companies should be using text messaging in their businesses. Andrew, thank you so much for joining me.
It's my pleasure.
All right, so Andrew, I kind of operate under the personal belief that if something can be texted to me, I don't need or want a phone call. Okay. So are you seeing consumer behavior reflect that mindset, or am I just an old, grumpy, middle-aged man on an island by myself here?
You are the norm. I guess the question is, Drew, if I call you on your cell phone and you don't recognize my number, what's your behavior? What are you going to do with that?
I'm going to ignore it. It's going to go to voice. I'm going to send it. I'm going to hang up and send it to voicemail.
Yeah. You're going to swipe me away. Now, look, you said voicemail. And that actually shows that you're a little older than your typical cell phone user, because most cell phones don't even have their voicemail set up now.
Wow.
And so text message is used as really the modern day voicemail. 98% of them are read within 3 minutes of delivery, and more than half of them are responded to within 90 seconds. Two great stats.
Yeah, it's funny. Like if I get a call from somebody about it's election time here, it's primary time here. If I get a call, there's no way I'm taking that call. But they're texting me, I'm at least seeing who it's from, the candidate's name, something like that. And so that's just how I operate. I am a text first guy, and it's good to know that I'm not alone.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned those political ads on texting. The politicians, of course, don't have to play by the rules of commercial texting. And so what we find is that we have to behave and fly under the radar of the spam filters that are set up with the carriers. And so texting from your company is much different than texting from a phone and personal texting. You got to play by the rules, and you have to register your numbers, and there are blockers out there. So it's good to have a company that knows what they're doing to navigate those areas of commercial texting.
Sure, and I know you work with several industries, but specifically for our audience, the home improvement contractors. What are some ways you're seeing home improvement companies are having success with text messaging services?
Well, look, if somebody fills out a form online, be it on your website or be it at a third-party lead aggregator, you want to bridge that gap. Okay, it's real easy if somebody goes to your website, they know your brand. That's one way. You go back to them with a text and say, "Hey, we've received it, and here's our service." But if they've gone to a third-party solution where they might not have engaged with the brand, then we need to be real careful with how we connect them and acknowledge what that customer has experienced, and then try to bridge it from there and introduce our products, our services in a professional manner.
Now, is this something, a text messaging service? I know when I worked at Energy Swing Windows, we were using it as a sort of a bridge to get, they fill out a form. We wanted to text them to let them know, hey, we heard from you. Somebody's going to be calling you soon. But we also used it in, after the sale as well, especially as lead times got longer. We were using text messaging to let people know, hey, they're still in line, they're still in queue, we haven't forgotten about you. Are you seeing it used primarily in marketing or sales, or even is it going
all the way across the consumer experience?
Yeah.
From the time that lead is started to setting that appointment, chasing them down, trying to get them on the phone. Use text to elicit a response. Then send messages with the picture of your sales rep. Send messages with your logo so they become familiar with you. And then, as you mentioned, in production with installs, give them updates about where they are. Like you mentioned Windows. It takes Those have long lead times. Windows have long lead times. However, roofing has different lead times. They might have a shorter window, but pictures say 1,000 words with roofers. If they have a situation where there's some kind of repair or something like that, hey, go outside, take a picture of that and send it in. That kind of thing. You're offering instant service, and then reviews by text after the sale are critical to getting those public reviews and reviews that you have on your website more favorable for you.
It makes a lot of sense, Andrew. And I know you've been in this business a long time. If you had one thing to leave everybody with today, what's the number one reason a contractor should start using text messaging services with their customer base today?
Well, the trick is being real. Okay, meet the customer how and where they communicate, just like you said when opening. And so if you have that opportunity, you want to do it from your landline phone. You want to do it with your logo. And so with that realness, that authenticity, and then that transparency. Don't spoof them. Don't hide. Tell them who you are and what you want, and they'll reward you with responses, and and you'll get a great response out of it.
Andrew, thank you so much for your information today. Again, everybody, that's Andrew Martin, Vice President of New Services at Marlimar Mobile Strategies. Andrew, thank you for joining me today.
Hey, if they want to learn anything, marlimar.com, come and visit us, and we'd be happy to walk through our services.
Thanks, Andrew.
Take care.
Thank you for listening to Rock Stars of Remodeling. As promised, there were some amazing takeaways that you can use to build a better business for yourself, your employees, and your customers. If you've got an idea for a future episode or a guest I should invite onto the show, I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow Rock Stars of Remodeling on Spotify or SoundCloud, and click the like button on this episode. Until next time, rock on.